is up, you guys, and welcome to the Chosen League podcast, where fire sports content is the name of the game. I'm your host, Devin. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload an episode. James Harden, the beard. His time with the Los Angeles Clippers is over after a 2.5 season. Harden has been traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers in a deal that sends Darius Garland to the Clippers. Harden, who is 36, is playing this season under a $39.2 million cap hit. He holds a $42.3 million player option for the 2026-27 season. The veteran guard has so far enjoyed a resurgent season in Los Angeles, where he averaged 25.4 points and 8.1 assists per game, while shooting 41.9% from the field through 44 contests. James Harden is now a Cavalier. Let that sink in. This is the second time James Harden makes his way to the Eastern Conference. But now he's put in a better situation where you're talking about Cleveland Cavaliers in the Eastern Conference in their standings, they're top 5. They're either going to be number 1, 2, maybe 3 in the East. But we talking about the Cavaliers bring in James Harden. So I think this helps out in terms of for Donovan Mitchell, and we have to look at how this all started. So remember back, I'm gonna bring y'all back. The last 2 games of the season, the Clippers came out and said James Harden missed those 2 games due to personal reasons. Well, then the question raises why Harden wanted to be traded. So according to the Stein Line's Mark Stein and Jake Fisher, Harden wants a deal longer than the 2-year, $82 million contract he signed with the Los Angeles Clippers this past offseason. A source with knowledge of the trade discussion told Stein and Fisher it's all about a contract extension. So that's what was portrayed to be put out there until James Harden himself came out and spoke on why he never asked for a trade. And here it reads, ESPN's Ramona Shelburne spoke to Harden, who said he never requested a trade but didn't want to feel like I was holding the Clippers up in their future. So I feel like this is mixed here. The first part is coming from the Clippers saying why they're putting out there that narrative out there why he wanted to be traded, when Harden comes out and said he didn't want to hold up the Clippers' future, and he never requested a trade. So, yeah, he may have in a way he wanted to stay with the Clippers, but in the end it's like, I'm not going to force y'all hand. So this is what it is. And Donovan Mitchell himself spoke on Harden getting traded, coming to Cleveland. NBA insiders Mark Stein and Jake Fisher reported that it is believed that Cavalier star guard Donovan Mitchell would welcome the addition of an experienced ball handler like Harden to ease some of the playmaking burden he has shouldered this season. So it makes perfect sense. James Harden, who is a vet, experienced ball handler, it takes the pressure off of Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell can do exactly what he always wanted to do every single time. Score, bucket, getter. So now I got a James Harden we know James Harden. He's not prime James Harden anymore. His best years behind him. He's 36. He still can move around, do a little here and there. But he's now playing that role of he has skills of a point guard, but James Harden more often we know him as a scorer. So now it's like when he got with the Clippers, his role changed. He became the guy that orchestrates the offense, keeping the offense afloat. That being that, like Chris Paul was a general. So he has to make sure he gets the ball to his teammates, get his teammates going, because James Harden knows he can get himself going. So this trade could work out, or it could be a recipe for disaster. But like I said, this is James Harden's second time being in the Eastern Conference, because if you guys don't remember, the first time James Harden was in the Eastern Conference was when he played with the Brooklyn Nets, and that's when they had the big three with Kevin Durant, Kyrie, and James Harden. But eventually, that was a recipe for disaster, and they blew that up. But overall, you got to understand who, on the Cavaliers roster: Max Strus, James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen. It would have been great if they still had DeAndre Hunter, but they don't have him anymore. And then at the same time, the Cavaliers are trying to work around a deal so they can get a deal for Lonzo Ball. So they got this to deal with. They got this 39.2 cap hit to deal with after acquiring James Harden. So now you have the business side, the financial part is going to be a battle. So, but that shouldn't stop this organization team from achieving their goals. So honestly, happy for James Harden, happy for Clippers getting Darius Garland. I hope that Cleveland welcomes James Harden. The fans welcome James Harden with open arms, and I look forward to seeing what James Harden is going to do with the Cavaliers, because this is a team who can get to the playoffs. But with James Harden, his playoff experience, he could help them a bit. But we got to see how this new Cavs team gonna look. They may be scary. But anyways, that is all for today's episode. Once again, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section about James Harden as a Cavalier. I'm Devin, and I'm signing off.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show.